You guys having fun yet? Me neither. What's goody peoples? I'm the Perspective Mutant, and today I want to talk to you about the Technomancer. The Technomancer, developed by the company Spiders, is an action RPG for the PS4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows, set up in the same universe as a previous game called Mars Warlogs by the same developers. Your story begins with an introduction to the world of the Technomancers. You live in a post-apocalyptic steampunk setting on the planet Mars, where you coexist with regular humans, deformed humanoids known as the mutants, and fellow Technomancers. You play as character Zachariah Mancer, graduating from his training and being initiated as a true Technomancer. But with you being given control over this lightning-throwing wizard from Mars, is this game any good? Well, let me explain. I believe that Spider had an idea, knew what they wanted, but unfortunately did not do a very good job in carrying out that idea. As you play, you'll find that Spider took a lot of inspiration from other popular titles such as Mass Effect, Deus Ex, and even the Batman Arkham series. By trying to piggyback off these titles, you end up making something half-baked and barely playable. One of the major issues you'll encounter in this Total Recall-esque game is the lack of character in these characters. With the way the world is set up, you are given ample opportunity to have immense and diverse culture, but instead it's rigid, bland, and lacks aesthetics. Every person you meet is the same cardboard cutout as the last. Even the side missions have me not really caring about the problems that I'm trying to fix. Kinda like this one where I had to give a rock back to a mutant's mother.
Oh, my dear little...
Hey there!
Oh.
In most cases, when you start off any type of RPG, you'll get a brief introduction to the characters. While interacting with them, they intertwine dialogue and basic tutorials. This game has neither. RPGs have crafting, leveling, agency, and a narrative that keeps you engaged. But as I stated, the Technomancer is incredibly bland and falls flat. No one wants to invest their time into something uninteresting and boring. As an example, in this game, you can receive good and or bad karma based on how you interact with NPCs. Due to the illusion of choice, you have no real impact during your playthrough of this game. It is the literal definition of linear gameplay. I only noticed one character out of many who actually treated me differently based on my actions. He also had the least to do with the story. Even as far as leveling and crafting, you're extremely squishy and will die. A lot. You'll be able to raise your stats on your equipment and characters on a basic level, but you'll never be anything more than a high-level damage sponge. Needless to say, I wasn't able to beat this game. Nothing due to the difficulty, of course, but because of the constant padding I encountered. I felt like I was on the last mission and the game was over, but in order to complete it, I had to pay for certain items to equip my team with. But to do that, I would need to needlessly farm for money. Yeah, I'm done.
Directly off the bodies of agents. Hey, watch out!
This game is broken. If the textures of the environment aren't clipping through something, it simply doesn't work. During one mission, I had to interrogate my team to find a double agent. In order to find out who it was, I had to search their lockers. If you never put any points into lockpicking, you are literally stuck and can't continue the game. You can't even abandon the mission to pursue something else. In order to finish playing, I had to load a previous save file and needlessly grind in order to level up twice for one attribute point. Cycling back to my previous point, the characters being tasteless, the fact that the voice recordings almost never match up with the lip movements of the characters takes away immensely from the experience of the player.
Spine prosthetic. How interesting. What if...
Hoping I'd forget? When? As 10 years of my life wasted away at the hands of a merchant? I want my goddamn life back.
In most cases, it could be ignored, but with the game being so underdeveloped, it becomes distracting to the point where every cutscene, you'll end up looking for it. I wanted to like this game. I wanted to play something different other than a shooter or the latest fighter. But unfortunately there are too many things wrong with this game. It's unfinished, unpolished, boring, and I see no reason to play it anymore. Which is what brings me to my final scores.